Welcome to my channel. It is more difficult to locate a man with emotional maturity, yet it is doable. Only if you know what strategies to employ to attract them. Let's get started with these 12 techniques. Number 1. Maintain your own emotional availability and intelligence. Although it's a common misconception that girls are more mature than boys in relationships, this isn't always the case. Despite not being emotionally mature themselves, many women claim to seek an emotionally mature man. Like pulls like. So it might be really beneficial to ask yourself a few questions if you're not attracting the kind of guy you want. Like, are you a lady with emotional maturity? Or do you have unresolved issues from the past? Do you play games or try to influence men? Do you pursue rogues? Or do you keep taking scraps from the wrong guys? Have you established wholesome routines throughout your life? In terms of the body, mind, heart, and soul? Are you currently content with being single? If your life is filled with continual dating and men-related problems, then there is no simple way to deliver this news to you. You are the only common denominator here. This does not imply that you make poor decisions, or blame you for your situation, or that you are emotionally immature to the extreme. Simply that there may be a few jigsaw pieces missing for you to complete. Once in place, it will enable you to have a healthy relationship with the type of man you desire. Regardless of your past, it brought you here. It's possible that you weren't aware of this previously, but you are now. It's an incredibly potent location. It's important to be honest with yourself about your level of personal growth if you want to find the ideal man. We do, after all, draw more of what we are and less of what we are not. Since you really aren't alone. Many women have spent their entire lives being brainwashed to accept less than they deserve in their relationships. So, without the emotionally mature personal growth component, it's difficult to recognize what the nice guy even looks like half the time. Let alone how to attract and maintain a fantastic guy naturally. It's great if you watch this and realize that you need to work on improving yourself a little more. Go for it. The first step is your awareness. Take care of yourself and take the necessary action at this time. Because the work will ultimately be completely worthwhile. You can still date and find a good man even as you mature. It's not about you being flawless, it's about you constantly moving in the correct direction. Number 2, possess a growth mentality. Men who are emotionally open, mature, and successful are passionate about personal development. They all have the adoption of a growth attitude, which is one thing they have in common. This covers how people deal with life's difficulties and learn from their missteps. Everything becomes an opportunity to develop yourself and create a wonderful life when you have a growth mindset. People with fixed mindsets, in contrast, see life's issues as being more black or white. Either you win or you lose. Either successful or unsuccessful. Either accepted or rejected. This perspective makes life, particularly dating life, feel like a perpetual struggle. It dulls your radiance, makes you afraid, exhausted, and causes you to lose faith that you will ever discover the one. However, dating when you have a growth mindset is much more fun. Everything starts to appear like an opportunity for progress to you. You're able to enjoy your dates and are more receptive to meeting new guys. You still respect your encounters even if they aren't the one. I won't pretend that dating is simple. I am aware that there are many difficulties. However, if you have a growth mindset, you feel optimistic, and dating starts to feel more adventurous. Your energy, too? It starts to draw in great guys like a magnet. Number 3. Stop playing games of any kind. Dating in this day and age is difficult. Apps, texting, social media, knowing when to have the commitment talk, introducing him to your friends, and so on all play a role in modern dating. It can be difficult to determine what the regulations are. While I feel that modern dating does necessitate some education, particularly in the areas of messaging, communication, and dating applications, I also believe that the dizzying array of love advice available can lead to all kinds of games. Perhaps you don't want to play any games. Or you might be engaging in a game or some other form of manipulation without even realizing it. On certain levels, games can make us feel invincible. We can win at love if we simply do it the correct way. Number 5. Take full responsibility for all you do. Accountability is a critical component of any successful partnership. Emotionally available, mature men are drawn to women who fully own their judgments and choices, even if those decisions are mistakes. It's quite attractive when a person can take responsibility for their actions and demonstrate growth as a result of their experiences. It exemplifies your bravery and resolve. It demonstrates that you are capable of playing fair and that he can rely on you to have mature conversations. Definitely not the type to constantly blame him whenever problems arise. Number 6. You need to stop chasing chemistry. You can't always recognize the excellent emotionally available man there in front of you, because you've been looking for a certain type of chemistry. Even though you're really hoping it's the case, mind-blowing chemistry with the hot guy isn't enough to sustain a long-term romance. Chemistry is wonderful, but it is not a sign of long-term love or a good relationship. It's just a sign of chemistry. If you've been searching for a man and chemistry that makes you dizzy and unable to think of anyone else but him, you're in the wrong place. It is typically a warning sign that once the passion subsides, the partnership may be missing something essential. Like the fact that he is emotionally unavailable, is not seeking a committed relationship, etc. Take the fact that your chemistry is off the charts as a sign that you might need to gain some perspective. Step back and take a good look at how well you and this person get along. Don't get me wrong, chemistry is hugely important. However, it might change or fade away over time. Compatibility, on the other hand, refers to the long-term possibility of a loving, healthy relationship. When picking a partner for a successful long-term relationship, compatibility is crucial. Understanding your shared goals, values, and lifestyle will determine your relationship's long-term prospects for happiness. Yes, that sounds boring, but it doesn't have to be. You might have compatibility as well as chemistry. However, the chemistry may not feel like the kind you're used to. This does happen, but in my experience it's quite unusual. The chemistry may manifest as a steady burn, an effortless flow, or, as the Buddhists put it, a sense of belonging. It might be the kind that takes time to develop, but is worth the effort in the end. And he's given you the chance to experience being protected and valued by a man who cares about you. Number 7, create a life you're excited to wake up to every day. Men are not intimidated by intelligent, successful women, contrary to what many women believe. A happy and fulfilling existence of one's own is very attractive to guys. It's easy to become so preoccupied with finding the right guy that you put your own ambitions for certain life events on hold until you meet him. However, just because you are single does not exclude you from taking that vacation or embarking on an experience on your own. Men want to know that you have room for them while simultaneously enjoying your life as a single lady. They believe that it is much easier to make a happy woman happy. And when you've created a life you enjoy, you exude happiness and confidence. Number 8, take charge of every aspect of your life. A man's capacity to make quick and confident decisions is one of his most appealing traits of emotional maturity. When a man is looking for a life mate, he appreciates this characteristic in a woman. A lady who makes up her mind about everything is attractive to a man who is sure of himself. This demonstrates not only your self-assurance but also your faith in your own abilities. Therefore, he is confident in his ability to trust you. Number 9, show compassion and empathy in your communication. Relationships can be made or broken by how people talk to each other. When you're dating, learning how to communicate with empathy and kindness will not only help you find the right guy. It will also help you talk better with your partner in the long run. Effective communication includes the ability to express one's thoughts, needs, and desires to one another. The second half is learning to listen to the other person's story with understanding and care. This skill set is highly attractive to a quality man. It's an important component of laying the groundwork for an emotional connection when dating, which is critical if you want to emotionally attract a man and get him to commit to a relationship with you. Number 10. Shatter the isolation. This is about displaying vulnerability, which is linked to sincerity and honesty. Vulnerability is a skill that often requires training and practice. And it often does feel quite difficult. I've noticed that a common misconception among daters is that being vulnerable means spilling all your personal secrets on the first few encounters. That is not the case. Vulnerability occurs when one makes the decision to expose one's true feelings and motivations to others. Men are emotionally attracted to women who are vulnerable because of the power they exude. In the early stages of dating, you can start to show a little bit of weakness. For example, you could talk about how nervous you are or what happened in your last relationship. Or tell him that you want to be with him for a long time. From there, you can build trust as you date. If you're scared to show this side of you, that's okay. In any case, keep in mind that the kind of guy you're looking for is articulate. And your emotions will be important to him as well. But you have to give him a shot first. Number 11. Setting firm limits is essential. In order to meet the proper man, you may have to stop accepting advances from the incorrect ones. The existence of porous boundaries is a potential contributing factor. Many women win themselves in codependent relationships because they lack clear, or taking crumbs from men who aren't deserving of their affection or attention. We are constantly teaching people how to treat us. In light of this, therefore, decide exactly what you will and will not accept into your life. That includes support from family and friends as well as male counterparts. And then be consistent by assertively and politely stating those limits to the other person. Number 12. Stay true to yourself and be honest. A woman who isn't scared to be who she is attracts men who are both emotionally and mentally developed. A lady who doesn't feel the need to constantly prove herself or win his approval. A woman who is open and forthright about both her identity and her desires. Many women are scared to express their desires, concerned that they will chase him away. But don't worry, an emotionally mature man can manage the difficult discussions. Because the cool chick who says she's not seeking for anything serious, that is exactly what she receives. So, what should you do if you want to date an emotionally available, relationship-ready man? Then you must ensure that you are on the same page. The best way to accomplish this is by being truthful about who you are, what brings you joy, and what you seek in a mate and relationship. Otherwise, you'll wind yourself in another unsatisfying situationship, or be single and continually looking. In case you needed any more validation, studies have shown that people who are honest are also seen as more attractive. According to a survey conducted by eHarmony, honesty is the #1 quality sought after by potential partners. A close second was 44% for acts of compassion. At the end of the day, there are certainly numerous features in women that an emotionally mature man gravitates toward when it comes to appealing him. Finally, he desires a relationship with a woman who is his equal and shares his beliefs and ambitions. A woman who, in her core, is free to be herself. Intelligent, empathetic, and genuine. A lady who understands her worth and is enthusiastic about herself, her life, and him. Thank you for watching.